The Enterprise is surveying a planet because, well, you know what? The Enterprise needs to relax every once in a while. It's shore leave next.
Hi everybody, I'm Chip Cosell and this is
John Whitney, how you doing?
And welcome to Edith Keelers Edge of Forever Bar and Grill.
And make sure, listen, if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe.
Yes.
Hit that button to get any notification of any kind of new videos that we put out. We put out shorts and we put out this regular, show. And do that, please. And tell your friends. Please tell your friends. We need we need more people to start watching us. We'd love to have more audience.
Right, and for now the bar is open. Welcome aboard. We're glad to be here. What are we drinking tonight, John?
It looks like
when we talk about shore leave.
You brought Willet.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Don't tell my wife.
You brought your Willet. Wink, wink. Yeah. So this is good stuff, man. And if you like Willet, well, you'd love this because this is the Willet pot still bottle that everybody loves. I don't know a lot about it, but I know I like it.
Yeah, I know we had it at Studio 35, and I was very happy. I like the shape of the bottle. Too.
Yeah, I do too. I think I just spilled a shit ton on my hand too. So if you go like that and you rub it real hard,
then smell it.
You can smell the barrel.
Oh, that's awesome! Hey, little whiskey fact there.
Little whiskey tip.
On the Star Trek podcast.
Yeah. So
Edith Keelers Edge of Forever.
Go real hard.
Grill. This is the bar and grill portion.
And you can smell the barrel.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. All right.
That is very cool.
Okay, so the name of this episode is Shore Leave, which is actually one that's kind of fun for me. I like this one. I saw it a lot when I was a kid. And it opens, the Enterprise is in orbit around this planet, which they have not named yet.
Around the bridge, Spock is walking on the bridge. This is a week after that whole encounter with, the
terror.
The terror. Terror within, or
terror within.
Terror.
Whatever.
Under terror.
Under
the hunting.
Spock's dad is hunting down the Enterprise.
Yeah, that one. And so but they talk about how it's been 3 months, so it's probably 3 months since then.
Yeah.
But they've been through a lot, and they need a rest. So they're looking at going down to the planet's surface to do shore leave.
And there's this new
everybody's worn out.
That's on the
Rand is gone.
He's like complaining about his back, and he's like, "Oh, can you get that? I got my back is kind of bothering me." And she reaches in and starts rubbing his back and everything. He's going, "Oh yeah,
that's it." It's like, yeah, that's it. A little higher, Mr. And then it sees that Mr. Spock is standing next to him, and she's the one massaging. Like, thank you very much, Yeoman. That'll do. Yes. I know. Thank you. That felt entirely too good. Yes.
Then we go down to the shore, down to the surface, right?
Yeah.
And McCoy and
plant
Sulu
surface. Yeah, Bones and Sulu are walking around, talking about how beautiful it is.
How beautiful it is, and I think this would be a perfect place for shore leave.
Yep.
And McCoy's like going, yeah, it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And he goes, and then Sue's like, well, I'm going to go over here and check out these plants.
Yeah, a little tip of the hat to his botany days when he was the plant guy from the first episode. Yeah.
He said that they can discover like kind of the history of a planet, just by what he's about to do. So he leaves to go do that, and then McCoy, he looks around.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden this big ass stuffed rabbit thing.
I know, it's like a dude in a suit.
Yeah, it jumps out. Oh, I'm late.
Right.
And he takes off, and then
McCoy's like, oh.
Yeah, and then a little girl, Alice, comes. Excuse me, sir. Did you see a rabbit run through here?
And he just points like.
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't say a word.
Right.
And then he screams for Sulu. He's like
Sulu!
And he runs over.
He's like, what is it? What is it, Doc? And he didn't see anything, so.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah, and then just dollies in and it's into the beginning.
Then it cuts to the credits. We do the opening credits, and then it comes back to the captain's log. And he's like giving us the backstory. It's a remarkable Earth-like planet when Earth was like everything was like a park. Oh yeah, we should probably drink some of this. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a beautiful place in the world.
Yeah.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Yeah.
By the end of this, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. So yeah, he's talking about what the planet that they're
it's beautiful. Yeah, well, they want to use it as a shore leave place.
Right.
Yeah.
And the yeoman suggests that you need a rest, and he's like, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's so Mr. Dr. McCoy says the same thing, blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, she leaves, and then all of a sudden Spock is there.
Yeah, Spock comes in.
McCoy calls and says, are you coming down?
Yeah,
and what is he like? No, I think I'm all right or whatever. And he's like, either I'm crazy, or I'm not fit to be on duty. He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
and he says, I was standing here and all of a sudden I saw a big white rabbit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Saying that he was late.
And Spock's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does McCoy say? He says,
and then Bones goes, Kirk goes, all right, I'll do you one better. And then a little girl, blonde girl, came out and said, have you seen a white rabbit?
Yeah, he's like, as a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah, I love it. and then Kirk gets up. All right, I'll take that under advisement. Gets up, stretches, goes, man, he's trying to get me to go down there.
Yeah, he's trying.
He thinks he's fooling him.
Yeah.
And then Spock's like, oh, that reminds me. The reason I came by is because we have a crew member who's highly unusually like performing low and all these
15% down scores, 25% this. And he's hey,
that's entirely too low. I order that guy to go down. What's his name? And he says, James Kirk. Enjoy yourself, Captain.
Yeah, he's like,
So he just ordered himself to go down to the planet's surface and enjoy shore leave. We'll have fun on the planet. And starts giving backstory about the planet again, about how beautiful it is. And then meantime, a gun appears, like under a rock. Yeah, a rock moves, and then it's this
like
gun.
a big clamshell.
Yeah,
there's a gun there.
Yeah, then Martine, who we know, Angela Martine, she is from the previous episode, whose fiance just died. She was about to get married to him.
Balance of Terror.
Yeah, Balance of Terror. That's it. And well, now she's hanging with this new guy. She must have got close with over the last 3 months of all this whatever they went through the last 3 months.
She just moved on to another man.
Yeah, very easily. Was there ever mourning?
Yeah. So he's
weird.
taking samples or whatever, and she's
she's
so beautiful.
Yeah, she's so lovely here. Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that all you think about is work?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, wow, pretty soon he's going to ask for my report. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kirk and Yeoman Barrows beam down.
Barrows.
Yeah.
Burrows or barrows?
Burrows? Burrows?
Like barrels, like barrows.
I thought it was burrows.
I don't know.
Well, the yeoman, the new one who took the vacant spot of Yeoman Rand, she beams down with him, and she's smiling and happy because it's such a great looking place, so then they talk to Martine, Angela, and the guy, the new guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, here's the report. And he's like, well, go have fun. And he's like, by the way, McCoy's over there.
Yeah, McCoy and Sewell are over there, that direction.
Yeah, so Burroughs and Kirk walk away. And there's a nice shot of them walking. He's like, this is beautiful. And she's like, yeah, it's beautiful.
And then he yells, McCoy! And then we cut to McCoy. He's like, oh, Captain Kirk, over here. And he's only like 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
They're just, why didn't he see him? He was standing right there.
I know. Yeah, and then they go up and he's like oogling he sees he's looking at prints in the ground. He's like, yeah. And he goes, hey, you know any good rabbit jokes, Bones? He's like, yeah, I do, but this isn't one of them. Look here's the prints.
Yeah.
The footprints of the, tell me what you see, kind of thing. So Kirk's like, whoa. He gets on the horn, he calls Uhura and says, hey, has anybody beamed down yet? Well, hold off. Yeah. Let's wait a minute.
Do you want to do this? He goes, did you have an explanation for this? Well, no. Yeah, he goes, well, then we're not going to come down
Yeah,
yet.
well, you're the doctor. Can you explain this? I love that line. Then at that moment, around that time, boom, they hear gunshots.
Yeah, and they like snap his head and they start running.
Oh, this is awesome, right, John?
He's like,
this episode has so many great tracking shots, dolly shots with running. And there's just so many running shots.
It's not a very smooth tracking shot.
Not at all.
Maybe they have a Jeep and they're driving a Jeep and some guy's hand holding some thing.
This is before the Steadicam was invented.
Yeah, there's no Steadicam.
Oh fudge! Yeah, that's so awesome. I love that. That's one of the reasons I love this episode. They're running. the tracking shot, and they catch up to Sulu, who's shooting, taking target
What
practice.
the hell are you doing? He's like, going, target practice, sir.
Yes, sir. I was just thinking about one of these. It's a police special.
Yeah.
Thousands of years ago. No, not thousands.
Yeah.
Centuries ago. It fires lead pellets propelled by gas expansion cartridges.
Like he's explaining how a gun works.
And the yeoman is like, they're still kind of faking that they ran all
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
And she's like breathing on his neck. And he's just talking away, but she's like 1 foot away from his neck, just breathing on him.
Takai had to have felt that. And I thought that this is really interesting because here's where a lot of like student films and first-time film, they make this mistake. They forget about the pre-life of the previous shot when they're shooting, when they're setting up shots. These actors, they're all prepared and they have to maybe do push-ups or something because they had to be out of breath. I love that. That's linking the running shot with these still two shots. I love that.
And then the yeoman is looking down on the ground and she's like, look, the rabbit tracks.
Yes.
And so then they snap into, okay, we've got to go look for that rabbit.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So they're walking away.
Yeah,
and
they're
see
walking
antenna,
away.
and they're having a discussion about the
Yeah,
rabbit.
the stupid dorky antenna. So dumb.
Yeah.
God, it's awful.
Kind of weird.
So dumb. And so then they start talking, and he's like, he goes, it could be worse. It could be you that saw the rabbit, Kirk.
And they'll have this fake laughter.
Yeah.
It's really fake laughter.
Yeah.
And then so
Kirk brings up I used to be
rabbit.
picked on at the academy by this guy named Finnegan.
That's right. He talks about Finnegan. Actually, in a kind of he kind of talks about him in a more of a nostalgic way.
Yeah.
And
nostalgic is the word.
He's like, he used to pick on me, the kind of guy who would like, have a bucket of water over a halfway closed door on you kind of guy.
And that actually happened to me in my freshman year of college.
Oh, really? You fell for that shit?
Yeah, I went and the guy spelled it on me. And they were the suite mates were all sitting there watching and laughing their asses off.
Nice.
But I took it like a champ.
Were you in Lincoln Tower?
That's right. Okay. I was in Lincoln Tower. How'd you know that?
Most freshmen stay in Lincoln Tower back then. So anyway,
yeah.
So he says, okay, you go over here, and they see the rabbit tracks, right? No.
No, they see the tooth split. They see like, oh, there's the girl's tracks, and then there's the rabbit tracks.
So McCoy, you go find the rabbit,
and I'll backtrack
on the girl.
Yeah, so he's trying to find out where the girl came from. And so he goes off and they split up. And McCoy's like, I got a grudge up to solve with that rabbit.
That's right.
And is he really thinking it's a rabbit? Because it was such a costume, right, John?
I think I saw that costume at the magic store or something.
Like, couldn't he have said, it was this giant rabbit, this dude in a rabbit costume jumped out of the glen? Because that's what it looked like. It did not look like a rabbit. And if they wanted to redo the special effects or whatever, they should have done computer animation and done a full-on living rabbit-looking thing.
Yeah, they should have.
What are you looking at?
Your hair's like...
What's going on with my hair?
It looks like fucking Pike from fucking,
I just can't stand my hair. I need a haircut. I don't mind. You guys can see my hair, man. This is all its glory. So
they split up.
Yeah, they split up, and so as they walk, he's following the tracks through. It's a beautiful location, by the way. But he sees Finnegan. Finnegan is standing there, the guy he was just talking about.
He's like, Jimmy boy.
He's like, Finnegan? How the hell did you get here? And then he jumps down and he punches him in the face.
I know, he punches him in the face.
Oh my God, I'm like, damn.
He's like, come on, you always wanted to crack at me.
Yeah.
He's like, look at him, he's like going, all right, I'll oblige, or something like that. And he jumps on him, and all of a sudden we hear a scream.
Yeah. And then it's Burroughs screaming.
Yeah, he runs away.
So he runs away, and he's going, go ahead and run away, Jimmy. Run away, I'll be back, I'll get you, Jimmy.
Yeah, sorry, you're like jumping up and down like some weird leprechaun.
Yeah, exactly. They're totally stereotypizing this guy, Finnegan.
Absolutely.
Well, they run back, and it's Yeoman Barrows. She'd been attacked. Her shirt is all ripped. Her uniform's ripped.
And McCoy gets there at the same time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And there's this tree that's like, we'll make this tree look like it's a tree from another planet. So we'll put spray paint on it.
Yes, red spray paint on the tree.
There's like spray paint and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, they do. It's weird.
Anyway, so she tells him that she was just minding her own business, and suddenly this guy in a cloak
with a jeweled dagger
attacked her, and she's all ripped up.
McCoy somehow puts it together and says, oh, you mean like Don Juan?
Yeah, which is weird.
And she's like, yeah, That's what I was thinking. A girl could somehow meet like a guy like Don Juan or something like that. Some kind of weird thing. And she's talking about how she was daydreaming, just walking, thinking casually about people she'd like to meet. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I didn't study literature enough, but I don't think I would have made that leap.
Yeah, was Don Juan, was he a rapist? Because that's pretty much what almost happened to her.
Yeah, it looked like she was about to get raped.
About to get
really
mauled
bad.
and shit. She said that Sulu had. They're like, where's Sulu at?
Sulu went after him. That was it. Yeah.
So
sorry, John, you're gonna have to edit this in a weird way.
And so Sulu went after him. So they decided to basically. He's decided to go track where Sulu's at.
Yeah.
And McCoy and Yeoman, they start walking away from the scene.
Right.
So he's walking, and it's like suddenly he sees these flowers.
Yeah.
And he stops and stares at these flowers, and maybe it reminds him of Ruth. We see Ruth.
Yeah, his girlfriend Ruth.
From 15 years ago.
That's right. Yep.
And then she's like, "It is me. It is Ruth." He's like, "What the hell are you doing here?
How can you possibly be here?" And she kisses him on the cheek, and it cuts to a commercial. Yeah. And it comes back from commercial, and basically the spaceship's in orbit. It's a Captain Logs. They're seeing things they cannot possibly see. Right. Blah blah blah. And then we hear the Ruth music, the Ruth theme song. Yeah, exactly. And Kirk is totally
seduced. I'll show some shots of her longing at him.
Yeah, it's like Kirk is totally seduced by her face.
I know.
You know, he like so loves this woman.
And he's like on the. I think he's on the. Yeah, he's talking to somebody at that moment.
Yeah, Bones calls and is like, "Hey, did you find Sulu?" He goes, "No, but I'm sure he's fine."
He's like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?"
Totally. What's wrong with it? Yeah, okay? Yeah. Bones is like, "What's wrong with you?"
He's like, "Everything's fine. Why?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you ask?"
Yeah, and then Rodriguez or Esteban, whoever it is,
we don't know.
Bleeps in. He cuts in and says, "Hey, there's a flock of birds that flew by," and he's like,
"What's the matter? You don't like birds?"
Yeah. Meantime, he's just staring into Ruth. He's totally lost into the love that he had for this woman 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like you could not possibly be here.
Right. And so they have a tiny conversation about whatever, and then anyway.
Yeah. So he says goodbye to Ruth, and Ruth's like, "I'll come back when you need me," kind of thing, you know.
Because he's got to go off and find.
He's got to go. He's got to do his duty. It's Kirk's about the duty, man.
So
he's like, all right.
About the duty.
So he says goodbye, and she said she'll be waiting for him. Yeah. He gets on the horn with Spock, and Spock's like, "Hey, there's a power field that I'm detecting, and it's draining all our systems." So so he's going to go back. He's going to go to the Glade and meet everybody, and then meantime cuts to Burroughs and McCoy walking.
Yeah, just walking along, having a nice conversation.
Yeah, and there's the antenna again, like sucking in on their thoughts.
And it's what's really funny. They're talking a little bit, and all of a sudden he's like, "Don Juan gonna protect you," and everything like that. He's like going, and me.
Yeah,
something, and they stop, and she like stares at him, like holding hands, and
and there's like this moment,
this little connection moment,
and then she's like, maybe not, and then she notices the dress.
Yeah, this dress.
Yeah,
and which is really weird because she's all excited about it, and talking about all these like things about, oh my gosh, a knight in shining armor can protect me and blah blah blah, and he's like going, oh, that's a nice dress. Why don't you put it on?
Yeah,
put that thing on. Let me see that thing on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, should I? Well, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm scared. And he's like, well, I can't explain it, but it's there. You might as well put it on.
Might as well put it on. Come on, get it on. He's like wants to get his freak on.
Get that thing going.
Oh God. So she goes behind the bushes and she's like, no peeking. And he goes, I'm a doctor.
When I'm peeking, it's because I'm a professional or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just in the line of duty.
It's line of duty. That's what it was.
Something like that. Yeah, and then meantime, Martinez or whatever gets on the horn and says, hey, we have to meet at the Glen kind of thing. He's trying to get through, but they're all static. He goes, hey, Rodriguez, is that you? Is like trying to get it's staticky, boost your gain. And this is where it cuts to the Tiger. Yeah, and Ensign Martin cuddles next to him there's that Tiger next to him. And he's like, Dr. McCoy. and the tiger's there. But then it really doesn't go to much. It doesn't amount to much.
Yeah,
the tiger
it just
scene.
cuts back to the scene, and Bones is standing there looking at getting ready to see her dress.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to Bones and Burroughs, and she's out and she wears the dress in front of him, and then they turn. She's like, "Wow, looks pretty good." They don't say anything, and then it cuts to this Enterprise in orbit. So it's kind of a weird moment there, and
this quiet moment where he's just kind of looking at her and smiling. But I guess that brings up the question: did they bang? Did they bang?
Did they bang?
Did they bang?
Yeah, because it kind of like.
Did they have time?
There was time. There was plenty of time. I don't know if they banged, but there was plenty of time. Because it was like obviously he wanted her in the dress.
Yeah.
But
why go through all that trouble being in the dress when
Yeah, there was plenty of time for it, but we don't know.
We don't know, but you know what? He probably wanted to.
We
don't know if they did or not.
We don't know.
It's just something. It's all speculation.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, what's next? We go to
then the
Enterprise in orbit.
Yeah, Enterprise in orbit, and Kirk on the phone with Spock. Not on the phone. I always say on the phone, but he's on the communicator with Spock. He wants answers.
Right.
He starts describing, there was the rabbit, the gun, the girl, the little girl, the birds.
All these things.
Kirk's two people. He got punched in, and Spock's like, it was an illusion.
Right.
He's like, well, one of them punched me. And Spock's like, that seems painful reality.
Yeah,
is
painful
what
reality.
Spock says. So then birds fly over.
And then we see Sulu.
Sulu, yeah. Then we cut to Sulu, and he walks right over a samurai trap.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're looking for it, that trap is very obvious. Why didn't he notice that thing? That door that popped open.
Yeah, he
And
walks
a
right
samurai
over it.
came in, and all of a sudden the samurai is not the best samurai. He just kind of takes a few swipes, and Sulu runs away.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Kirk, and Kirk is he talking? Who's he talking to? Nobody. He's just standing there, right?
Yeah.
And then Sulu comes around the corner and down the little ravine. He's like, Captain, I'm being chased by a samurai.
Yeah, he's like, samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pronounces it
He's like,
that
what?
way.
What are you talking about? He's like, over there. And nothing's coming. And
I swear to you, there was something there. And Kirk's like, no, it's cool, man. I've been seeing some weird shit too.
It's like, exactly.
Yeah.
I believe you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we see somebody beaming up. And Sue's like,
Beaming
somebody's trying to beam up from the bridge.
Yeah, it's like, how did he know it was from the bridge?
I don't understand that
weird.
part. Nobody, who does it from the bridge?
Yeah, nobody beams from the bridge.
Although
That's kind of odd.
In Next Generation, they did that kind of shit.
Yeah,
sometimes.
they did. Yeah, they did.
Wherever they were on the ship, it was faster for them just to beam them.
Yeah, it's site to site.
Point to point. or
Yeah,
whatever it's
site to site. It was called site to site. I'm a nerd. I know, it's weird.
It's all right.
Site to site transport.
That's right.
Site to site, bridge to the surface, now!
So Spock, he materializes, and he's like going, the communication was down, and we had enough power maybe to get one more person to beam down, so I did it.
Yeah.
And then Kirk is like, good, I'm glad you're here because we need some help.
Then it goes back to the Glen, and there's a knight on horseback.
Right.
And Bones thinks it's an hallucination, and he's like, stand back. Hallucination can't harm us. It's got to be a hallucination.
Yeah.
And then the knight charges and freaking jousts him right in the chest.
Right in the chest, man.
Yeah, and kills him dead. Spock tries to shoot him with a phaser, but
right.
Kirk shoots it with the gun that was provided by the planet and knocks the knight dead. And then there's all this crying and everything, and
Kirk is like going, get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
We need you. We need everybody at full capacity or whatever. Get over yourself. And she's like, yes, sir. Is that when they go over and that's right. Sulu's like going, Captain, come here, check this out. And they go over to the knight, and it's like a dummy. There's some weird.
It's like this weird
thing.
plastic dummy, and she goes, "Does the tricorder work?" And he gets Spock over to do a reading of the dummy.
Spock travels without a tricorder. What is up with that? He must have beamed off the bridge.
Right, exactly, because he didn't have his tricorder.
He didn't have time to get his tricorder. So he borrows Sulu's and he checks out, and he's like, "This is it's basically a plant."
Yeah, exactly. It's the cellular structure of the plant and the grass and the trees.
He says like everything is basically the same structure as far as whatever.
That's right.
So he starts formulating, and I guess in his brain he's formulating some kind of theory at this point.
Yeah, and he said, well, it acts just like the real thing, just as pleasant or just as deadly.
Yeah. So then at that point, we cut back to the other crew
couple,
members,
yeah.
couple, and they're all of a sudden they hear this airplane flying around.
Oh yeah, the World War II like a fighter plane. Oh, and everybody at the Glen, they're looking around too. They see it.
They hear it.
And then he cuts to Martinez and or Martine and Angela Martine and Esteban or Rodriguez, whatever his name is.
And they cut away to the shot of an airplane flying. He's like, oh, this is like, remember I told you about those flying craft they used to use hundreds of years ago? They're very weird flying crafts. Yes.
Yeah, those goofy looking
looks
things.
Like one. But here's the thing. I'm going to nitpick.
Oh yeah, this is what you said you wanted.
This I'm going to nitpick a little bit. If you look at the shot, the first shot, it's a completely different airplane. It looks like a Hellcat, if anybody knows what a Hellcat is. A Grumman Hellcat. The second shot is an F4U Corsair. If anybody knows about that, if they watched Baba Black Sheep when they were kids, it was that airplane. So that airplane starts to dive at them, right? But then they cut to another type of airplane, and they used to call it the Hollywood Zero, which was a AT-6 Texan converted to a single seat, single canopy, and they would put a meatball on the side, and they would fake it as a Zero. It's called if you watch Baba Black Sheep, is the type of aircraft they use then. I'm done with my rant, but if you have enough money for archival footage, get it right. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Get it right. But of course, people, families and kids and whatever. There's probably a bunch of old men watching this going, God damn it. Fucking F4U Corsair there, and now it's a fucking Zero. Give me a break.
That's right.
So he says,
well, she's like, is it dangerous? And
only
he's
if they
like,
strafe.
only if they do a strafing run, which
Right.
this thing actually starts to do. One of the incarnations of the plane starts to do.
Yeah,
right.
But the thing about it is they don't know it yet. So if you think about it and talk about it, it kind of it makes it happen. So you can incarnate anything if you say something, and it did strafe them.
Yeah, it strafes them. They went and they took off running, and he's dragging Angela, and you could see the practical effects of the explosions on the ground, and she crosses the path of one, and she must have got hit, and because she goes up, face plants against a tree, and she's gone.
And then we cut to the other scene.
Yeah,
and they're all listening, and they can hear it in the sky. They're looking at it, and when the Zero zooms over them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Sulu sees that Bones is gone.
Yeah.
He's like, Captain!
Yeah,
they went over, Bones is gone.
And then
the night is gone.
Anyway, so they're both gone.
Yeah. They're kind of pissed. And Spock's like, I'm formulating a theory. What were you thinking previously, Captain? He's like, I was thinking about my days at the Academy. And then, boom, Finnegan appears.
Yeah, Finnegan.
And Spock's like, no, don't. He goes, you try to find Bones' body. I'm going after this guy.
Yeah.
So he starts running again.
Yeah, they start.
More running shots.
Running
after Finnegan. We see, nice dolly, once again, those freaking dolly shots, and we see the boom shadow.
Yeah, he's like laughing. He's like, he stops. He's like, the most maniacal laugh. Come on, Jimmy boy.
Yeah.
And he's chasing, and finally he catches up with them.
Yeah.
And
Finnegan on a rock.
Yeah,
is what I called it. I made the note here. Finnegan on a rock. He's like, hey, he yells at him like, what's going on here? And he goes, come on down from there. And he goes, all right. And he gets up and jumps right into the stuntman jumping into.
Dude, it's not even, it's like a medium shot to like a wide shot, but it's totally a stuntman.
Yeah, you could totally see.
He's got a mustache.
Yeah.
No, sure. But they jump down onto the other stuntman and they roll around, they start fighting.
And I don't know how you want to talk about this, but this fight goes on, man.
It's like 5 or 6 minutes. It's like a 7-minute fight sequence.
Yeah.
So it's finally they're at a point where they're tired.
Yeah, Jim's like, he's out cold kind of, and Finnegan's like, sleep, Jimmy, me boy.
As long as you like.
He's like, sleep, and I'll be here when you wake up.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That cuts to a commercial.
And then we go back to that same scene.
Yeah, and Kirk starts to wake up. Yeah, he gets up. He's like, damn.
And he's like, can you just answer me one question? He's like, okay, Jimmy boy.
Yeah, okay, Jimmy boy, what is it? It's like, how is this even possible kind of thing? Then he throws dirt in his face.
Yeah.
This is where he throws, like he picks up this dirt. He goes, yeah. It's like, what a dick, man. Yeah, this guy's a dick.
And then they fight some more, and they get on the ground, and they're kind of tired again. He's like, what are you trying? What are you doing? He's like, I'm being exactly who you want me to be.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, Jimmy, me boy.
Yeah. So finally, he I think he kind of gets it. He gets up and he has the last big strike.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
like
falls
totally
on the ground.
bam. He kicks him. He's smiling. He's kind of enjoying it.
And then Spock is like, "Did you enjoy yourself, Captain?"
Yes, I did. As in fact, yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I did enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I was wanting to kick his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he goes, "I'm starting to get a theory about what's going on."
Yeah, Spock puts it together and says that whatever you think of somehow becomes reality or something like that.
You
right?
manifest it by thinking about it. Kind of.
Yeah, he goes, for example, when Rodriguez was thinking about the tiger, Spock,
And
the tiger appears.
he's all chained up and stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, we got to get out of here. We got to go warn the others. So he starts running. They start running back to the Glen, you know?
And then Larry Zonka's the samurai.
Yeah, the samurai takes a
Right
header.
into him,
Yeah.
He's like a
Yeah. And the World War II plane strikes them, and they pull off to the side, and they get missed by that. And then Yeoman and the Don, again with the Don. The Yeoman is attacking the Don. And this time Sulu's fighting him. George Takei has a total opportunity here to shine as Sulu. But it's just sort of happens, and then he goes away. You know, the samurai goes away.
Right.
Like Sulu could have totally kicked his ass, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so.
I mean, I really think there was a moment there. You know, and maybe in the novelization, I don't know, they probably extend it, but no. Kirk and Spock arrive and they say, everybody line up. Think of nothing. You're just at attention. Think of just at attention.
Yeah, exactly. And
Right?
all of a sudden, somebody comes out of the bushes.
Yes. This dude, this total cool dude.
He's like, "Hello, Captain Kirk. I am the caretaker of this planet."
Yeah, he goes, what? How do you know my name? Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah. And he's like, "We just discovered that you don't understand what the nature of this planet is."
Yeah.
And he starts kind of describing what it is there for. It's for us. It's for people to come and enjoy themselves. And Spock, ding, 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 big light bulb. You mean like an amusement park?
Yes, like Cedar Point or Kings Island from Earth's Ohio.
Yeah. And he's like, exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so Kirk is all mad. He's like, "Oh, you mean I got two people? They only mentioned one.
Yeah,
my doctor's dead."
Yeah, my doctor's dead. He goes, and then Bones goes off camera and goes, probably because he's not dead.
Right. And he's walking out with these two girls.
Yeah, these Playboy bunnies. Yeah, these Playboy-esque bunnies.
It's weird. They have like these fur features just on their boobs.
Yeah, it's such a Roddenberry thing to do.
And he's just walking with them, "Hey, Jim, what's going on?"
Yeah, he's like, all right, they got a crazy facility down there. Yeah, doggy.
Anything you want, they can fix anything.
His country doctor attitude comes out.
They just, if you think about it, they'll whip it up down there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the yeoman is like looking at it like, "Oh, what the hell?"
It's like, first she's happy, then she's like, what the fuck? It's like, Jesus.
And she walks over to him, she's like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Well, I'm on shore leave, right?"
Yeah, it's just hilarious. It's a great line. It's a great line.
And she's like, "So am I." I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I guess you are. Okay, sorry, girls. What does he say?
He says, you can turn something up.
I can turn something up.
And then he lets the girls go. And one of them goes to Sulu, the other one goes to Spock.
Right.
And she takes his arm.
The two most uneligible people on the ship.
Yeah, hindsight. And then during one of these moments, when the camera pans or whatever, then you see Angela Martinez just appears out of nowhere. And no one says anything. No one cares. Because, that chick that was going to get married a few months ago. Yeah, she just, she's okay. No big deal. No one says anything.
So Kirk is on the horn talking to the ship.
Talking to her,
and then the caretaker has an idea. He's like, hold on, I got an idea. If you watch yourself and be very careful with your thoughts, you could probably enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Have a great shore leave.
Exactly.
He invites them to hang out.
Yeah, hang out.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to do this.
Cost anything, and
no admission fee.
Yeah, and he's like, "Okay, set up a series of shore leaves, blah blah blah, and I'll be beaming up here in a second. All of a sudden,
yeah.
And there's Ruth down there. He's like, "Oh, I guess I'm going to stick around for a
couple
days."
On second thought, I'll hang out here, Mr. Spock. You go up. Yeah, and he walks away with Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so,
dissolve up to the ship, right?
Yep, and then it's like 2 days later, and they walk onto the bridge. Did they
happy.
all bang or what? I don't know.
know.
Yeah, because they had a great shore leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Spock
Spock's like, yeah.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about the yeoman. She didn't have a good time.
Yeah. That was great. Who knows? Would Bones have a relationship with her moving forward? Who knows?
I don't know. We never see her again.
We never see her again.
So that's the end of the show, right?
That was it. That was the end.
Oh, except for that fake laughter at the end.
Oh my God!
What was the joke? It was like, did you have a good time? Yes, I did. We had all kinds of good time.
Yeah, yes.
That is illogical, or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, did you have a good time? And they're like, indeed we did, and everybody starts laughing. And
it's
like, highly illogical. Yeah, you're right, yeah. And even Kirk gets a last one. We're factor one, Mr. Sulu. That's just like horrible laugh. Like, really? What was so secretly hilarious? I don't know. But man, John, I really love this episode.
Yeah,
this
it's a good episode. It's fun.
This goes down as one of the top episodes.
One of our favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so weird. It's kind of, and it unfolds like a mystery. They peel an onion away to really reveal everything. I mean, I really like that about it. What about you?
I loved it. Yeah, it's fun. It's got some humor in it. A little bit of intrigue because we don't know what's going on up first. But it was a good Star Trek episode.
Yeah, and great acting. I mean, the day players that were on here, the guest stars were amazing.
Yes.
Yeoman Barrows was amazing. You want more Yeoman Barrows, I think.
I wonder if we're going to see that Yeoman again. We'll keep an eye out for it. But next episode is the Galileo 7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Galileo 7, which is, I think, another good one. It's
a shuttle episode.
Shuttle episode. We see the Galileo for the first time, I think.
That's right. No, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I guess until next time, right?
Yeah, until next time. We're going to close down the bar for you, but we're going to stick around and have another drink after hours. Meantime, we'll see you next time on Edith Keelers' Edge of Forever Bar and Grill.